Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Welcome
Hi.
back to another stream. We are going to be making another subclass today. This one
Yippee.
for the Warlocks in the audience here.
Where
Yes.
where are my edgelords?
Where are my people with daddy issues?
Where are yours specifically?
um, but this is a subclass inspired by a character within the game setting that we play in Auroran. Technically, he's not on Auroran, but he's in the setting. So,
Yeah, one of our characters had this thing as its patron for a couple years. And so we wanted to give the class some life, the subclass.
yeah, give it an actual subclass rather than just flavor text of another subclass.
Wait,
Yep.
which one? Who?
It was
He
Matt's
was
character.
yeah,
Ah,
yeah, and he was
cool.
a hexblade who was pacted to him. But we wanted to make a separate subclass for him as well.
That's cool.
Oh, I'm so excited.
All right, but before we get into it, if you want to support us in making more content, just support us on Patreon. You get a bunch of cool benefits like exclusive Discord access and discounts on our merch store. All that
And
fun
Eric
stuff.
is going to be working on some art that will only be seen in future projects, or if you want a sneak peek now, it will also be in the Patreon.
Yep.
Yeah.
You get to see the beta artwork opposed to the
The alpha.
or the sigma
The
artwork.
Sigma. Ew, gross.
I don't
Look at
care
that
about going
chin.
outside. Don't make me do that.
I would rather
Alrighty.
die in this basement.
So, first things first. We need to do a description of it, which is
I'm so used to running an intro that when you
Yeah.
said first things first, I thought you were just gonna start the intro.
Oh.
I was waiting for it, and then you kept talking. I was like, wait.
When am I going to be able to talk about cheese?
I gotta start going, so once it ends, I'll be talking in the middle of it. You know?
Right.
In the middle of talking.
I mean, when do we stop talking, though? Never.
I don't like that you're
All right. So, Pact of the Jailer. Would you mind zooming in just a little bit so I can see the text? Thank you. One more.
Yeah. Okay. Kind of
There
hard
we go,
for
that's
me to
perfect.
do stuff at this zoomed in.
Yeah, can you still see it though, or no?
I can still see it. It's just really uncomfortable
I know,
for me.
because there's no margins.
Yeah.
It's like, it's a little claustrophobic, but now I can
Yeah.
actually read. Any
Yep.
smaller than that and I can't read. There we go. The warden. Oh, I love it. Just this massive horizon to horizon blue eye that pops out of the sky.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's
Yep.
a giant blue eye. That's how he manifests.
Oh. See, I didn't know that part. Which I feel like is vital information.
Well, I thought you gathered it from when I said the giant blue eye in the sky like 7 times.
Okay, you said giant blue eye in the sky. I didn't know it was horizon to horizon giant. I just thought it was like bigger than the sun, like just like it'll
In his
kind
Oh,
of.
yeah.
Yes.
In his realm, yeah, it's like just all-encompassing, like eldritch, unknowing
Okay,
kind of
so
stuff.
in his realm, would this character that I'm drawing be in his realm in the book, or would he just have an eye behind him? A glimpse into what could be.
Even when he manifests in the real world, he was still really big.
Okay.
Just
He'll
huge.
cover a city.
Yeah, so like just massive in the sky.
Okay, okay. I might be able to manage that.
I just love how one thing I loved about our buddy who played it, he basically treated the Pact like a 9-to-5 job. Hey boss, I'm here.
That's great.
You know, like, and he was the first Warlock I've ever had in a campaign, so I just was kind of expecting the route of, no, this is an evil being. It's a necessary evil, a means to an end. You know, the thing that lots of people go with. And he's just like, hey boss, how you doing?
So basically, he was a breath of fresh air for you.
He was awesome.
Yep.
Oh man. I needed some special tunes for this one.
One thing you could include in that top paragraph as well is how the warden
Get away.
basically is gets sustenance, or what's he gets.
We don't need warden lore on this.
Okay.
Because we want this to be universal, that anybody can
Fair.
play it. So I just do a little snippet of this is for the world of Auroran.
Yep, that's fair. Containing threats or sending them back to the jail.
Haha. What if I want this guy to be really creepy?
You can totally do that.
Good.
Their abilities lean heavily towards imprisonment, interrogation, and judgment.
Yeah.
I would have done it anyway. Okay.
I like that.
Okay.
And 401ks.
Oh, this is exciting.
And dental insurance. That's what it should be.
Woe be unto those who are sentenced by the jailer for their for their
Yeah.
incarceration serves as nourishment for dark patron.
I like that.
And then that can, a couple sentences can be the short description. Spell casting ability, we can leave all that blank because we're not changing any of that. Okay.
Probably strength.
So,
Alright, spells.
first things first, let's do that spell list. So let's go with Jailer spells.
Alright, so
Alright, so at level
let me
3
pull up the
we get
spell list.
2 of each level spell. So we need to find 2 first level spells first.
Okay, so let me do this. Let's change the advanced
Spell level
filters.
first.
Spell level first. Okay.
All right.
Let's
Command.
see. Yeah, definitely command. It's right off the bat.
Because we also have to go into the thing. They're really good at hunting down these things as well.
Right. So command is good. Let's see. There's-
Hmm.
Yeah, definitely not dissonant whispers. That makes them run away from you.
Yeah.
Strike. Entangle.
No.
No. So we also want to give them something that would be fun. Like it doesn't all have to be
Yeah.
stuff. Cause like if it was all battlefield control as a warlock, I don't know if I would
Well,
be as inclined to
the
pick
thing
it.
is it's locking down, interrogation, and
Judgment.
and judgment, and then we also have to go in with the ability to hunt them down as well.
Right. Hellish Rebuke is definitely one of those. Able to do that. Hex is always one. And remind me, with the spell list, it just means that these ones are always prepared, right?
For the new warlock, yes.
Okay. Did it not do that in the old one?
No, it's you with the old warlock one. It's you can choose these spells.
Oh, okay. But with the new one, you just get it.
With the new one,
That's,
you just get it.
That's so much better. I would way rather do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like where you're already limited as is, like you want more options. Hmm.
Oh wait, duh. Hunter's Mark, dude.
Does that work with any attacks against them?
Or
is it only
to the target
weapon
whenever
attacks?
you hit with an attack roll.
Okay, so any attack roll.
Yep.
Yeah, so I think that's a great one. Witch Bolt is also a good one.
I'm thinking Hunter's Mark if you're hunting down your prey.
Right. Wow, I didn't realize Witch Bolt was 2d12 now.
Oh yeah, Witch Bolt got a massive glow
Oh,
up.
that's awesome.
Witch Bolt in the previous Witch Bolt was garbage. Now it's amazing.
Dude, I think Witch Bolt would be a great option as a warlock because you're already limited. And it just like puts it in there. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. I love that.
You think we should do that instead of Hunter's Mark?
But Hunter's Mark lets you track them down.
It gives you advantage on tracking him down. Yeah.
Gives you advantage on tracking them down. I
would
it
say
only
cause,
but the upcast only increases duration, right?
yeah. Although that being said, the Witch Bolt does kind of work as almost like a torture method. It seems like.
Well, it lasts a long time, and then you're tethered to them, so they can't get away.
I'm thinking. Witch Bolt sounds more fun.
Witch Bolt definitely sounds more fun. Should we do command or should we do Hunter's Mark?
Command.
Okay.
All right, command and Witch Bolt, and then for second level.
Do they get the second level ones at level 3 as well?
Yeah, because that's when
Cool.
you unlock second level spells.
And we're doing 2 of them, right?
Yep, 2 of each.
Okay. 2 of each.
All the way up to 5th level spells at level 9.
Crown of Madness, but
Nah.
I'm not really liking that one too much. Earthbind. What is Earthbind? Oh, okay, that's where you grab a flying creature and lock them to the ground. Hold person.
Yep. That's an
Just an
instant.
automatic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
automatic.
Yeah,
Hold person. And what does this one do? Okay.
Invisibility is an option. Locate object, locate animals, plants, magic weapon. Mirror image, Misty Step. I'd rather give him the Thunder Step one. If we were gonna do a teleporting one. Killing. Ray of Enfeeblement.
Yeah,
What does that one do again?
Ray of Enfeeblement would be pretty good.
It's only on one attack roll though. Oh wait.
No, it's concentration.
Yeah, it also subtracts 1d8 from all its damage rolls. That's right, I forgot about that part.
So I'm thinking Ray of Enfeeblement to kind of keep the prisoners weak. Or Zone of Truth because interrogation.
Suggestion. Ooh. Both of those are good. Wait, what does Warding Bond do? Oh yeah, no, not that. Ooh, what do you think, Erica? Zone of Truth or Ray of Enfeeblement?
I like Ray of Enfeeblement because jailer. You're trying to weaken them and keep them in check.
Down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
let's do Ray of Enfeeblement.
All right, so we got Hold Person. And Ray of... We're going to have to edit the flavor text to make it much more keep them down kind of a thing.
Yeah.
All right, third level spells at level 5.
Third level. These are the best spells.
Okay.
Smite has to do an attack roll,
Yeah,
right?
it has to be a melee attack, so...
Okay.
Otherwise, I would say, yeah. Branding Smite would be perfect, but...
Spell magic.
Glyph of Warding could be a good one.
I want to read the actual spell. Let's see. Okay. Definitely an option. We'll put a pin in it. I want to see the rest of them. Haste is also not a bad one.
I mean, it's a good spell, but I don't know
not really for a warlock.
No, I don't. It doesn't really fit the vibe.
Nah. Hypnotic Pattern does.
Yeah.
But once again, pinning it.
Slow.
Oh, slow is a great one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely slow. Summon Lesser Demon. Servant. Water.
Okay. I am thinking.
Let's see.
So I'm thinking Glyph of Warding, because I feel like, setting a trap at like the spell door. If you don't do what I say, this goes boom, kind of a thing. Or
There's also Summon Shadow Spawn. You're pulling a monster from the jail.
that as well. Or Spirit Guardians, just a bunch of chains swirling around you.
And it slows enemies.
Yeah, but I think I like Glyph of Warding, because it's also something that
What's
Warlocks.
what's the logic with the Glyph of Warding?
It's like a security system. Yeah, you put in check. So it's like, oh, they like my thing is they escape their cell, they go boom.
Let's see. I think I like the Shadow Spawn. Is it concentration? Yeah,
is.
it's concentration. Let me read it a little bit. Necrotic. Weight of sorrow. Any creature. It makes number of attacks equal to half. Okay.
Because the summon Shadow Spawn is also something that they can get. You can already get as a Warlock too.
Yeah, but it's just one that they just have, and now they can take another one.
Yeah, but Glyph of Warding is something they don't typically have access to, and I feel like where it's almost like a security system.
All right, Erica, which one do you think?
What? Which one? What?
There's Glyph of Warding. I was thinking Glyph of Warding, which I do like the idea. It's basically you can set like an arcane rune that can explode with magic damage.
Or
It's like
cast any other spell that you know when it's activated of the same level or lower. So if you cast
Yeah.
it at fourth level, you can have it cast any spell of fourth level or lower that you know.
Yeah, so it's definitely a solid option for sure. And then the other one is Summon Shadow Spawn, where basically it's like oh, they can pull a creature from the jail to fight for them.
Ooh, those both are really good.
And I really like them both. Let me go back to the Glyph of Warding real quick.
And it's not even a which one is more thematically pleasing. Both of them are.
Yeah.
So that's really tough. Um, well, I feel like
My other argument for Glyph of Warding is that slow is also concentration. So you could do either slow or the summon shadow spawn. You wouldn't really be able to do both.
That is a good point. Do you have anything to add to
No,
your
leaning.
argument?
I think we should do Glyph of Warding.
Okay.
Yeah.
Once that concentration was brought into question.
No,
Yeah.
I just forgot that you could put spells in there.
Yeah, it's not just an explosive.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's the only
yeah.
way I've used it, so I just forgot.
Okay, now 4th level spells at level 7.
4th level, definitely Banishment.
Yes, Banishment is one that we got, and maybe Compulsion is a definitely one of those that we could use.
Yep, definitely one. Let's see what else is there. Dimension Door. Be able to just freaking teleport up to 400 feet away.
Elemental Bane is a pretty cool one.
What does that one do?
Removes resistance to an elemental type, and then they take extra damage. Couple
Oh,
die
yeah.
of extra damage.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
About taking them out. It's another concentration one. Greater invisibility is definitely one. Locate creature.
Yeah, that one could work.
It's only if you're within 1,000 feet of it, though. And you have to have been within 30 feet of it at least once.
What does this do?
Phantasmal Killer is a good one.
Yeah, that's what I was just reading.
Usually Hexblades get it.
Yeah, form of psychological torture.
And you get disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls for the duration. And on a failed save, it takes a psychic damage again. Oh my gosh.
All right,
Oh,
I'm down for
yeah,
that.
I'm definitely leaning for that. I
man.
do want to see what else there is, but I like
most of the
that.
other ones are like summon construct, summon this, summon that.
Yeah, Storm Shape, Storm Sphere. Yeah, let's do Phantasmal Killer.
Okay.
I like that a lot.
Banishment. And all right, and 5th level spells.
What's an Ill Rigger?
What?
I'm looking at the classes that have access to the Phantasmal Killer. It says Bard Legacy, Wizard Legacy, Bard, Wizard, Ill Rigger.
Probably one of the third-party content.
Yeah, the Genie, the Hexblade, and the Horned King Patron.
Okay, 5th level. Banishing Smite. Let's see, Big Beast Hand.
Yeah, I can't do Banishing Smite because we don't have Hangout.
Circle of Power, nah. Cloud,
Cloud
kill.
Kill. Maybe.
Solid option, but
On the cold.
contact other play, contagion, control winds. Great spell jamming helmet. Alright, that's just a 5th level spell. To create spaceship steering wheel is what that does. Alright.
That's so random. I love it.
Dawn, Destructive Weed.
Dominate person.
Oh, yep, that one should 100% be on there.
Yeah.
What is Geas? Ordering carry out.
I don't know. Why don't you
some
take
service.
a guess?
So stupid.
You still laugh.
The Geas. You give a verbal command to a creature that you can see within range, ordering it to carry out some service or refrain from an action or a course of activity as you decide. The target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw of the charm condition for the duration, and the duration is 30 days. The target automatically succeeds if it can't understand your command. While charmed, the creature takes 5d10 psychic damage if it acts in a manner directly counter to your command. It takes this damage no more than once each day. You can issue any command you choose, short of an activity that would result in certain death. Should you issue a suicidal command, the spell ends.
That's Geas?
Yep, a remove, curse, greater restoration, or wish spell ends this spell. Using a higher level spell slot. If you use a 7th or 8th level spell slot, the duration is 365 days. If you use a level 9 spell slot, the spell lasts until it is ended by one of the spells mentioned above. So if you use a 9th level spell, it's just permanent until it's broken.
Jeez.
That's something. Then there's Hold Monster.
Give him Wall of Force.
That's actually not a bad.
Yeah.
Is that a 5th level spell?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, I say we do that.
There's also Synaptic Static. I do like that one too.
I like it, but I don't think it fully...
But the Wall of Force is nice because you can cut them off.
It's literally, you're in prison now, the spell. I say we do Wall of Force. Yeah,
Nothing
I
can
say,
physically pass through the wall. It is immune to all damage. It can't be dispelled by dispel magic. The disintegrate spell destroys the wall instantly. However,
I
the wall also extends it to the ethereal plane. It also extends it to the ethereal plane and blocks ethereal travel through the wall.
I think we do Geas and Wall of Force. Because it's like dominate person, yeah, but like they're charmed and they're like completely unaware till it wears off. Geas is you do what I say or it's gonna hurt. You know. I think we do Geas and Wall of Force.
But downside against Geas, let's see. The target automatically succeeds if it can't understand your command. So it has to be able to understand it.
Yeah, and it's not something you use in combat. It takes a minute to cast, but you have it. And then when you level up to that thing, you can also take more damaging spells at that level.
Just for 30 days.
Yeah, I just think coercion is so scary for the subclass. You do what I say, otherwise you're gonna hurt and possibly die. What is a corrupt jailer than somebody who's gonna hurt you if you don't?
Putting psychic manacles on them, basically.
Exactly, yeah. Geas and Wall of Force. Because Wall of Force is literally just, you're in prison now.
You can command the target to take a reaction, but must take your own reaction to do so. Ooh. Like them both. Alright, but what's the fallback with Geas? It says
You can use remove curse, greater restoration, or wish to end it.
Short of an activity that would result in certain death.
So, even if it's directly harmful, as long as it's not certain death, still do it.
Basically, you could say, hey, but I mean, the problem with the suicidal command, if you do it, is um, the term of suicidal command, them saying don't fight back, wouldn't that count as suicidal?
It depends. That's for the DM to decide. I think you might be reading far too into this of all these things that a DM could screw you over, rather than just the fun that
Yeah.
the spell can provide.
That's my worry with it. I'm down with it.
Hey, look, the Fiend Warlock gets Geas as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm down with it.
Geas and Wall of Force.
What are the exact dimensions of Wall of Force? Like, what can you actually do? Like, I know the concept, but I don't know the actual, like, dimensions. Let's see. Wall appears in any orientation you choose, as a horizontal or vertical barrier, or at an angle. It can be free floating.
Are you on the Wikidot or D&D Beyond?
D&D Beyond.
Okay.
It can be free floating or resting on a solid surface. You can form it into a hemispherical dome or a globe with a radius of up to 10 feet. You can shape a flat surface made up of 10 foot by 10 foot panels. So 100? Is that
Yep.
Did I
By 10 foot by 10 foot panels, so you can be 100 feet across.
100 square feet?
100 square feet.
That's huge.
Yep.
Each panel must be contiguous with another panel. In any form, the wall is a quarter-inch thick and lasts for the duration. The wall cuts through a creature's space when it appears. The creature is pushed to one side of the wall. Yeah, I'm down with that. I like that a lot.
Okay.
Wall of Force. Ah, this is so cool.
Okay. All right. There we go. Jailer spells. Now we just have to go in and change stuff here. So we had command.
Wait, why is there
Witch
two
bolt,
commands?
because it was already on there, but I changed it to be alphabetical. Witch bolt.
It's all them bitch bolts. It's a bonus action.
Old person.
Dude, hold person is so nice when it actually works.
Ray of Enfeeblement. Then it was Lip of Warding and Slow.
Relief. Yeah, and Fiend is one of the ones that got updated to 2024, right?
Yep.
Yeah, there it is. I remember being so skeptical of the 2024 when it was coming out, but I like it a lot.
And Phantasmal Killer.
What kind of eye is that?
Like a big old eye with like a slit. It's vertical.
Okay.
Like
And
Here, let me.
Gias and Wall of Force.
Who I from?
There we go. Then gotta go to this one. And we got okay. Command. What was the other first level spell?
Go. Is that Rave Enfeeblement or is that a second level?
Command, Witch Bolt, and then it was second level is Rave Enfeeblement. What was the other one?
Good night. I didn't write it down. For second level?
Yeah.
Uh,
Old person.
okay, yeah. Gotta remember their levels.
Old person, and then it was Glyph of Warding and Slow. And what were the fourth level spells? It was uh
The fourth level was Banishment and
Phantasmal Killer.
yeah. Here, Eric, I'm sending you a reference.
Banishment. Phantasmal Killer, and then it
But a little
was
more below.
Gias and Wall of
Okay.
Force.
Cool.
There we go. Okay, now we can get into the actual things.
Well,
So,
one thing I think that we should definitely have is like the Minotaur thing where it's like you get advantage on tracking.
maybe.
On survival checks as long as you're tracking or surviving. Let's see, where is that? Okay, there we go. Now I can see. All right. Well, one thing that'd be good is I need to look at the other ones to kind of get like a comparison. So,
Yeah. So we need to do
like the Fiend one.
the other level, the level 3 ability. What the Fiend one is, if you kill something, you get temp HP.
Okay. And the Great Old One. You can form a telepathic connection between your mind and the mind of another. As a bonus action, choose one creature you can see within 30 feet. You and the creature can communicate telepathically with each other, while the two of you are within a number of miles equal to your charisma modifier. Nice. And it lasts as many minutes as your thing there. Okay. And then the celestial one. You gain the ability to channel celestial energy to heal wounds. You have a pool of d6s to fuel this healing. The number of dice in the pool equals 1 plus your warlock level. So bonus action, you can heal yourself or one creature you can see within 60 feet of yourself, expending dice from the pool. Maximum number of dice you can spend at once equals your charisma modifier, minimum of 1. Roll the dice you expend and restore the number of hit points equal to the roll's total. You finish a long rest. Okay. These are all very different. Your patron grants you the ability to move between the boundaries of the planes. You can cast Misty Step without expending a spell slot, and number of times equal to your charisma modifier. And you regain all expended use when you finish a long rest. That's dope. I like that.
I think I have an idea for the level for level 3
Yeah?
for the level 3 ability. Something that's very thematic and just right there. So basically, How about this? When a when you damage or when you hit a creature with an attack roll from one of your spells, or they fail a saving throw on one of your spells, you can use your bonus action to uh, restrain them as well, and you could do that like as many times as half your warlock level rounded up or something.
Can they do it on cantrips?
Yeah, I would say yeah.
Because I mean, it's as many as your. I would say probably as many as your charisma
As
modifier.
many as your charisma modifier, and then you can only have one creature restrained at a
Minimum of
time.
one, and you can only have one. I like that, and then the restraint gives them advantage, so
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Okay. So
Ooh, that's cool thematically too.
we'll call this one.
Uh, grasping chains, tethered chains.
No.
Of restrainment.
I'll just call it jailer's chains.
Yeah.
All right.
Would it be a bonus action or a reaction?
Bonus action because you're doing it on your turn.
That's true. You're not doing it outside of your turn.
Yeah. Otherwise, you'd just be losing your reaction every time, and that sounds like it could get
Well,
annoying.
actually, not necessarily. If you do it as a reaction, uh, you could do it because a lot of those spells, they can continue doing saving throws on their turn. So if you have it as a reaction instead, they fail to save against one of your spells, and then on a reaction, they're trying to run from you. Nope. And then that way you can use it whenever.
I think it should just be the bonus action, because I feel like your reaction should be free up to do some other things, and then using
Like what?
Warcaster, literally any other reaction you could think of, reactions from magic items, opportunity attacks if that's something you're going for, all that kind of thing. Because think about it this way: using your reaction on your turn sounds like it would be kind of annoying to keep track of.
It's like no, that
And you're
isn't a
not really
reaction.
doing much with your bonus action anyway, for the most part.
Yeah.
Because it would be a lot more powerful being able to do that. I just don't think you should be able to do that. Being able to cast a lower version of Hold Person as a reaction is really insane. Doing it as a bonus action while casting another spell is already really strong.
Yeah.
Being able to do that as a reaction is almost game-breakingly powerful.
Yeah, let's stick with the bonus action. Because they're restrained, not grappled.
Yeah.
Of your patient.
Yep. When you hit a creature with an attack roll, a
They should
cantrip or
should it be
spell,
a strength save
well,
or a dex save? Because I don't think it should be automatic.
well, no, they're already failing. They're already failing this the save,
Or you're
Like,
hitting it with an attack
or you're
roll.
hitting them with an attack. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it should be another save. Because then you're doing, because I mean, in reality, you're thus doing
Oh
two
yeah. When you hit a
conditions on
creature with
them.
attack roll for capture spell, or the creature fails a saving throw against
One of your spells.
Against one of your
Cantrips
cantrips
or spells.
or spells, you can use a bonus action to force them to make a strength saving throw. Saving throw against your spell save DC or become restrained. How long should the restraint last?
Well, if their charisma is 20, that's 5 uses. Should it be as many as their charisma, or should it just be like, oh, you get 2 things per long rest?
I like as many as your charisma. There's a lot of abilities that use that.
Most of the
Because
Warlock
you can
ones
only
do
do
that.
one at a time, so.
Yeah. Or become restrained. I would probably say restrained for 1 minute, redoing the save at the end of each of their
Restrained
turns.
for 1 minute. Creature can. Yeah, the creature can. Should it be just they repeat the saving throw at the end of each of their turns?
Yeah.
Or do they use their action?
No. Let's let
Okay.
them repeat their saving throw.
Repeat the saving throw at the end of each of their turns, ending the act on a success. And then
You have as
can
many
do this
uses.
a number of times equal to your charisma modifier.
Minimum of 1.
Minimum of once. Minimum of 1.
It's just minimum of spell it out 1. Spell out 1.
You
I think
sure?
that's how they.
No, I don't. I'm not
Minimum
sure.
of once is what it says. Yeah, minimum of once.
Okay. Minimum of once. And you can only have one creature affected by this at a time. If you train another creature, previous creature is freed from its restraints.
I like that.
There we go. Save changes. Okay. Actions. Edit. Let's go like this. General. Jailers. Chains. Save type. It is a strength. It uses your charisma. Proficient. Effect on save success. None.
The
Effect
attack
on
range
skill.
depends on the spell you're using. Should it be a limit in range, or should it be just
No, just
you hit the spell, it happened?
you hit the spell, it happens.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Reset type. Long rest. Boom. Boom. We got that. Boom, boom, boom.
Oh, this is turning out awesome.
Save. Then limited use. 1 times.
Plus. Yeah, 1 times then charisma.
Yep, 1 times charisma.
There you go.
There we go. Save. Okay, so that's the level 3 ability.
All right. Then we
Strong
got the
and solid.
spells.
Gets
Yep.
online really fast.
All right, 6. Let me see some of these level 6 ones. So the celestial one, your link to your patron allows you to serve as a conduit for radiant energy. You have resistance to radiant damage. Once per turn, when a spell you cast deals radiant or fire damage, you can add your charisma modifier to that spell's damage against one of the spell's targets.
Fiend lets you add a D10 to ability checks
Okay.
or saving throws. Up to your charisma modifier.
And then Great Old One. When you form a telepathic bond with a creature using your awakened mind, you can force that creature to make a wisdom saving throw against your spell save DC. On a failed save, the creature has disadvantage on attack rolls against you. You have advantage on attack rolls against that creature for the duration of the bond. Let's use this feature. You can't use it again until you finish a short or long rest, unless you expend a Pact Magic spell slot. And then Archfey, Misty Escape. You can cast Misty Step as a reaction in response to taking damage. In addition, the following effects are now among your steps of the Fey options: Disappearing Step and Dreadful Step. So just, yeah. Oh, that's cool. I like that. So, we already got something to restrain them. Uh, let's see.
Ooh, I think I have one. It's pretty simple.
Yeah, what do you think?
It's interrogation tactics. You can cast detect thoughts or zone of truth for free. And you have advantage on determining whether or not people are lying to you.
You could have, what if you have advantage on insight checks to determine if someone's lying or not?
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Uh, and maybe also advantage on tracking. I like the advantage on tracking idea. I need to go pee real quick.
Yeah, have a purely utility based one.
Yeah, I like that. Detect thoughts and zone of truth. I think that's interesting. Should it be both or just either?
Both.
You can cast each of those once for free.
How long does
Uh,
detect thoughts last?
but you can also use a pact magic to cast it again, or
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
because then it would just be on the spell list. Well, actually, no, it wouldn't, because you get a free cast. I'll be back.
From your patron. You learn information gathering from your patron. Back. Starting at level 6. Following. Advantage on checks to track creatures, well as advantage on wisdom Insight. Ability checks to determine whether or not someone is lying. Additionally, can cast both detect thoughts and
There we go. I'm back.
We decided everything without you.
I knew it. You've learned information gathering tactics from your patron to track down and learn of your quarry. Starting at level 6, you gain the following benefits. You have an advantage on wisdom, survival, ability checks to track creatures, as well as an advantage on wisdom, insight, ability checks to determine whether someone is lying. Additionally, you can cast both spell, detect thought spell, and spell zone of truth once without expending a spell slot. Once without expending a spell slot.
There we go. Once you
I like
cast
it.
them in this way, you cannot do so again until you finish a short or long rest, unless you cast them again using your Pact spell slots.
Oh, the formatting is weird on it.
Why?
No, I mean just like in general how they format it is weird.
Oh.
Not how you did it specifically.
Okay, delete that action. But add a modifier. Advantage on
Insight.
insight.
And then details.
Determining if someone is lying. And advantage on survival
When tracking someone down.
when tracking creatures.
Yep.
Okay, and then
Not constructs.
those count as creatures.
I know. I'm just kidding.
Right, spell, detect thoughts. And let's see, number of uses.
1.
1. And then reset type, short rest.
Oh, per short rest.
Yeah, short or long rest. It's just detect thoughts and zone of truth. It's not the most broken thing.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the other ones get it back on short rest too.
Count as known spell. Yes. Yes. Okay, and then add a spell. Zone of truth. Number of uses 1. Ability. Oh yeah, charisma. And yep, just 1 use, and then yes, yes,
Reset type.
yep.
It is infinite. They can cast Stone of Truth infinitely.
Uh-huh. Nice try.
Okay, there we go.
No one can lie around you.
Yep, there's
Also,
our.
you can't lie to anybody.
That's our level. Our level
Yeah.
6 ability.
I like it.
Nice and simple. Okay. So the level 10 ability is usually, or at least for the Fiend, it's a defensive one where you can change your resistance to one damage type other than force. And you can change that on a short or long rest.
The celestial ones, you get temporary hit points whenever you use your magical cunning feature or finish a short or long rest. Yep. You can also choose up to 5 creatures you can see to get the points as well. Cool. So yeah, just a bunch of stuff there. The Archfey one is also defense. Your patron teaches you how to guard your mind and body. You are immune to the charmed condition. In addition, immediately after a creature you can see hits you with an attack roll, you can take a reaction to reduce the damage you take by half. And you can force the attacker to make a wisdom saving throw against your spell save DC. On a failed save, the attacker takes psychic damage equal to the damage you take. Once you use this reaction, you can't use it again until you finish a long rest. Okay. And then the Great Old One. Your alien patron grants you a powerful curse. You always have the Hex spell prepared. When you cast Hex and choose an ability, the target also has disadvantage on saving throws of the chosen ability for the duration of the spell. That's nice. I like that.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking more defensive. 3 out of the 4 were defensive.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean we have to. It's just... It's kind of the vibe. Here, let me see some of these other ones. 6, 10. For the Fiend... Or no, for the Fathomless, you get Avard's Black Tentacles. For the Genie, you get Sanctuary Vessel, which is like bringing people into your little vessel with you.
Yep.
Hexblade, you get the Armor of Hexes. On a 4 or higher, the attack roll instead misses you regardless of its roll. Okay, then the Undying. You can hold your breath indefinitely. You don't require food, water, sleep, although you still require rest to reduce exhaustion. Is the benefit from finishing short and long rests. So it's a form of the it's like a form of the defensive one. It's more of a interesting one. All right. So we could do it some kind of reactionary thing.
No, I think I know.
Yeah, what do you think?
I'm thinking that it is an action that they can do, where
Okay.
they can choose themselves and or they can choose a number of creatures that they can see within a certain range to basically be defended against things. So their movement can't be reduced. They are immune to being grappled, restrained, stunned, and paralyzed for like a minute. You and a number of creatures that you choose within range up to your charisma modifier. So it's like freedom of movement almost.
Your movement cannot be reduced. Okay. That'd be a possibility. Movement can be reduced and are immune to... It just happens. It's definitely up there. I'm not in love with it, but I do like it.
It's just a simple defensive one. Because literally most of the other things are Get resistance to 1 damage type. Do this. This one, it's a buff for you and your entire team for a minute. So if you're fighting a crazed druid and he throws a plant growth, now, suddenly, well, our movement isn't impeded. Or your druid needs to throw down a plant growth and you guys need a skedaddle. Plant growth for everybody except for you. You can all skedaddle.
Does it count as a... No, it would be a concentration thing.
No, it's literally just an action you could do once per long rest.
I don't know.
Hello,
I
chat.
think
Welcome to the
it's...
stream. Today we'll be talking like streamers while in the chat. That's great.
That's amazing. Well, one thing we could do is, rather than, because I don't think it should affect those around you, but if you did it just on yourself, then you could buff it up a little more. Or just like, all right, once per long rest, for a minute, your speed cannot be reduced and you're immune to frightened, charmed, to being frightened and charmed, and your speed cannot be reduced.
Frightened and Charmed don't really fit what we're going for, because we're dealing with paralyzed, grappled, restrained, all that kind of stuff.
Both of those hinder your movement, though, is what I'm saying.
I know, but I'm just thinking thematically. I've heard who's already better than the patron deal I took. Yeah. The fun thing with
all
this
I got
is
was a
this
used
could
Pringles
be,
can.
You could also be a very good leading person with this subclass, because you could do it. Maybe you're like dealing with some sort of bounty hunting angel or something as your patron with it, you know, as opposed to some horrible
Right.
aberration thing that we got going on. But here's my thing.
I think it would be way too powerful to give it to other people too, though. It should only be you.
Okay. What about if we keep the one giving it to other people, it's just their yours and their speeds cannot be reduced, and then
Get rid of all the
extra.
Because then they wouldn't be able to be restrained. What does freedom of movement? Isn't that a spell?
Yeah.
So yeah, let me see. I'm gonna look that up real quick just to see what the specific wording of that is.
My patron deal gives me like standard Warlock stuff, and then also DM confirmed immortality. The triumph that I'm considered a cursed being, can't enter holy ground, and healing spells actually hurt me. My health insurance is the curse itself. Oh no! Poor cleric. I'm gonna upcast Cure Wounds on you. Just explodes. Yeah, it'd be like the freedom of movement.
So that's a 4th level spell. So if you let people use, I know obviously that's an hour, not a minute, but if you were to do it up towards of 5 people, that's like casting a 9th level freedom of movement.
Okay, yeah, that is pretty strong then. Maybe their speed can't be reduced, and then they have advantage on escaping or avoiding, on saving throws to escape or avoid those conditions, whether it be from spells or otherwise.
Or you could just do not affect, rather than speed can't be reduced, you could just do not affected by difficult terrain, magical and non-magical, and then they also have advantage on any checks to avoid or escape.
Well, why get rid of the speed can't be reduced? Because then you can also kind of counteract the slow spell. They'll still only get 1 action, but they can just move their full thing. They get hit with the slow spell.
Let's see. Touch a willing creature for the duration. The target movement speed is unaffected by difficult terrain, and spells and other magical effects can neither reduce the target's speed nor cause the target to have the paralyze or restrain conditions. The target also has a swim speed equal to its speed. In addition, the target spends 5 feet of movement to automatically escape from non-magical restraints, such as manacles or creatures imposing the grappled condition on it. I'm still leaning towards having it be just you with extra stuff.
You with extra stuff? Okay. What should we call this ability then? Can't be contained?
For 1 minute, you gain the effects of the freedom of movement spell.
No, we can have it be its own thing.
Okay. Your health insurance is the curse itself. Can't enter holy ground and healing spells actually interesting. GM confirmed immortality. Wait, so what happens if you go unconscious then? Do you just go unconscious and then you're fine? Can anyone actually kill you? Or are you just gonna end up being like a pile of meat if someone just kept on slashing you up? Or will you like wake up and be normal? Chains unbound. You could call that.
Just call it Unbound.
Unbound.
Yep.
Yeah. And I think it should be once per long rest.
Yeah, I agree. You mastered the art of... Once per long rest, you can become unbound, granting the following effects. Your speed, not unbound for 1 minute.
Yep.
Your speed cannot be reduced. You are immune to being... I don't want to format it that way. For one, you can become unbound for 1 minute.
While unbound.
1 minute. While unbound, your speed cannot be reduced, and you are immune to being grappled, restrained, paralyzed,
And petrified.
niche,
Interesting.
but, yeah.
Niche but interesting.
And petrified.
You cannot be reduced, and you are immune to being grappled, restrained, paralyzed, and petrified.
Additionally, opportunity attacks against you have disadvantage.
There you go. Because then it's useful in all scenarios.
Yep.
Because it's not every day you run into things that will actually slow your speed, try to grapple you, try to restrain you, try to
Yeah.
paralyze you. So even if they don't have it, it still makes it nice. One action.
Unbound. And reset
How do they?
type, long rest.
Is it just activate it when they want to at will, or is it
It's
a
as an action.
as an action?
Yeah. Definitely should specify that. As an action. Does it last for a whole minute, so
Right.
whoops. You edit that one. Boom, boom. Activation type, action. And
Go.
save. Then go back in. Limited use. 1.
Her long rest.
Yep. There we go.
I like that one.
And then the last one is at level 14, and
Let's see the
the
vibes.
Fiend Warlock gets the Hurl Through Hell, where you basically just send them through the 9 layers of hell to do a crap ton of damage.
8d10 psychic damage.
Yeah.
And it becomes incapacitated until the end of your next turn.
Yep.
Like
Oh,
that.
that's cool. I like that. Let's see the Great Old One. Create Thrall. When you cast Summon Aberration, you can modify it so that it doesn't require concentration. If you do so, the spell's duration becomes 1 minute for that casting, and when summoned, the aberration has a number of temporary hit points equal to your Warlock level plus your Charisma modifier. In addition, the first time each turn the aberration hits a creature under the effect of your hex, the aberration deals extra psychic damage to the target equal to the bonus damage of that spell. So they benefit from your hex as well. Celestial. Searing Vengeance. When you or an ally within 60 feet of you is about to make a death saving throw, you can unleash radiant energy to save the creature. The creature regains hit points equal to half its hit point maximum and can end a prone condition on itself. Each creature of your choice that is within 30 feet of the creature takes radiant damage equal to 2d8 plus your charisma modifier, and each has a blinded condition until the end of its next turn. And then the Archfey, so all of these seem to be damaging ones so far. The Bewitching. Your patron grants you the ability to weave your magic with teleportation. Immediately after you cast an enchantment or illusion spell using an action to end a spell slot, you can cast Misty Step as part of the same action without expending a spell slot. Their whole thing's about teleporting everywhere. Let's see some of these other ones. Undying gets health back and regains body parts. Hexblade, Master of Hexes. You spread your Hexblade's curse from a slain creature to another creature. When the creature cursed by your Hexblade curse dies, you can apply the curse to a different creature within 30 feet. Okay, nice. And then the Genie. Limited Wish. And then the Fathomless. You can magically open temporary conduits to watery destinations. As an action, you can teleport yourself and up to 5 other willing creatures that you can see within 30 feet of you. Amid a whirl of tentacles, you all vanish and then reappear up to 1 mile away in a body of water you've seen, or within 30 feet of it. Each of you appearing in an unoccupied space within 30 feet. Lets you teleport to a mile away. But a lot of these are more damaging based ones.
I have an idea.
Yeah.
Um. Uh. So maybe you can mark a creature and basically you use a bonus action to mark a creature, and then while that creature is marked, on every turn, every turn until the effect ends, you can be disadvantage on this saving throw, disadvantage on con saves until the start of my next turn. Okay, now disadvantage on strength saves until the start of my next turn.
It's just like I think the oh, which one? The Great Old One has that with the hex already.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, the that's a level 10 Eldritch or level 10 ability of the Great Old One.
Okay, okay, I have it. Let's upgrade the initial thing.
Okay.
Let's upgrade the initial thing. You can now, with your jailer's chains, you can now have 2 creatures chained at a time,
And it hurts.
and maybe you can. Oof, I don't know. This might get really powerful. Maybe when they take damage, you can when a creature who's restrained, that you have restrained with your chains, takes damage, you can use your reaction to make them vulnerable to that damage type for that hit.
Ooh, I think that might be much. Just double damage.
For one hit, a limited number of times.
You could do that, or you could, because some of the damages on some of these are, there's like one big one, or it's like a couple small ones, things like that, like spread out over time.
Uh-huh.
So what you could do as well is, uh, you can target a second creature within 30 feet of the first one. You don't have to hit both of them, but so target a second creature, and then when you initially cast it, you can do like, all right, it does 2d8, uh, it does 2d8 damage, on the initial cast, and then an extra d8 each time, and they have disadvantage on the saving throw against it, or something.
Or no, I think both things should. Yeah, so you can chain up to 2 things, and then maybe while they're chained, they take initial damage, and then you can use a bonus action on each turn to do some like psychic damage.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
And then as a bonus action on subsequent turns, you
Yep.
can
Okay.
do more damage. You can target a second creature within 30 feet of the initial one.
Second creature within 30 feet of the initial target. A failed save. They take 2d8 psychic damage. as well. 2d8 psychic damage as they are restrained. Then, on closing turns, can use your bonus action to deal an additional 1d8 or 2d8.
Where they can make the save automatically at the end of each turn. But then again, you're doing it to 2 targets, and you can do upwards. Best case scenario, upwards of a minute. And that's apart from your normal damaging abilities, too.
Yeah.
I think 1d8, and then we can play test it.
Okay. Because that's pretty much how the Star Druid's bonus action damage goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, deal an additional 1d8 psychic damage to creatures restrained by your jailers.
Hey!
Hello.
Hey, we're almost done.
Sweet.
Yeah, we gotta share with them what we've created once we get there.
Well,
yeah, I think I like that
this
ability
is-
a lot.
This is the last feature, so basically we just gotta go like this.
Format it.
And
I'll listen to the beginning part on my drive home from work.
Nice. Yeah, so I don't know if you heard it or not, but this is so in our home game, before we decided to create D-Fourtress, in the world of Aurora, one of our characters, his patron was a guy called the Warden, and so we decided to create a subclass based off of him, because he was just so cool. We loved him. And so
I like
that's why
it.
it's Pact of the Jailer. So think like basically an interdimensional version of the Maw from World of Warcraft is a similar idea.
I like it. I like it.
Oh, I like this. I like this subclass a lot. We're making too many good ones. I want to play them all. One thing certain, I probably won't be playing any normal classes ever again. I'll probably only be playing ones that we've created.
okay, so let me just go like this.
Excuse me.
There we go. Okay. So this is the we just got done with this. So this is the Pact of the Jailer Warlock. So those who form pacts with entities that contain creatures of the multiverse become Jailer Warlocks. On Auroran, this is usually formed with an entity known as the Warden, an eldritch being who locks away criminals and monsters from all planes, keeping the rest of the planes secure. Perhaps plane-hopping bounty hunters or some justice-seeking celestials could offer similar pacts as well. Jailer Warlocks excel at locking down opponents and containing threats, imprisonment, interrogation, and rather than judgment, we'll just go with torture.
Oh, do they have
That
do
is
they
so
have
much
access
better.
to heat metal then?
No,
Oh,
they don't. But
that would be so good for torture.
woe be, I think you'll like this spell as we got. Woe be unto those who are sentenced by the jailer, for their incarceration serves as nourishment for their dark patron. So, first things first. First thing you're going to see is the jailer's chains. The jailer's chains. You have learned to call upon the imprisoning chains of your patron. When you hit a creature with an attack roll from a cantrip or spell, or the creature fails a saving throw against one of your cantrips or spells, you can use a bonus action to force them to make a strength saving throw against your spell save DC or become restrained for 1 minute. The creature can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of their turns, ending the effect on a success. You can do this a number of times equal to your charisma modifier, minimum of once, and you can only have one creature affected by this at a time. If you restrain another creature, the previous creature is freed from its restraints.
And restrained means they have disadvantage on all attack, and everyone has advantage on them.
And they can't move.
And they can't move. Speed is also 0.
Yep. And then here are your extra spells that you get on top of the Warlock spells. So you get Command, Witch Bolt for level 1 spells, Command and Witch Bolt. Then you get Hold Person and Ray of Enfeeblement for 2nd level. For 3rd level, you get Glyph of Warding and Slow. For 4th level spells, you get Banishment and Phantasmal Killer. And for 5th level spells, you get Geas and a Wall of Force.
What
And
level is
then-
Deep Metal?
It's a 2nd level spell. And then at level 6, you get Advanced Interrogation. Let me change this display order to 3 because that's a typo on there. So, you have learned information gathering tactics from your patron to track down and learn of your quarry. Starting at level 6, you gain the following benefits. You have advantage on survival ability checks to track creatures, as well as insight checks to be able to determine whether someone is lying. Additionally, you can cast both Detect Thoughts and Zone of Truth once without expending spell slots. Once you cast them in this way, you cannot do so again until you finish a short or long rest, unless you cast them again using your Pact spell slots. So, some nice utility from it. And then, level 10... Hold on, that didn't change. Level 10, for the most part, is a defensive feature for pretty much all of the Warlock subclasses. So at level 10, you get Unbound. You have mastered the art of imprisonment enough that you can avoid it yourself. Once per long rest, as an action, you become unbound for 1 minute. While unbound, your speed cannot be reduced. You are immune to being grappled, restrained, paralyzed, and petrified. Additionally, opportunity attacks against you have disadvantage.
I like that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And then here is at level 14 the final subclass ability.
I would just love to see the niche moment where you avoid getting petrified because of it.
Yep.
Right.
You get Subjugate. So Subjugate, your chains have become nigh inescapable and torment those who are shackled by them. When you use your Jailer's Chains feature, you can target a second creature within 30 feet of the initial target. On a failed save, they take 2d8 psychic damage as they are restrained. On subsequent turns, you can use your bonus action to deal an additional 1d8 psychic damage to all creatures restrained by your Jailer's Chains.
I would probably specify on that one, just say both targets take. Because the wording could be, they could interpret it as, only the second one
Yep,
gets
both
it.
targets. Yep. On a failed save, both targets take 2d8 psychic damage as they are restrained. And then basically get guaranteed damage on each bonus action.
Extra 1d8 psychic. Also, psychic is one of the least resisted damage types.
Yep. Second
Force
most
is the...
actually
Yeah,
no.
force.
No, that's not exactly true. There's a ton of creatures that are immune or resist psychic. Most of them are immune to psychic damage, actually. It's called not having a brain, being a construct.
True.
True.
But that's it. That's the Pact of the Jailer. Done and done.
I like it.
I like it a lot.
All right. Well, thank you to everybody who tuned in, lurking or otherwise. Thank you to the engineer for coming in and talking to us. Huge shout out to Tabletop Audio for giving us these, the background ambiance to just really elevate the stream. And
Check out our merch store.
check out our merch store, and of course, thank you to D4T and Brennan for supporting us on Patreon. Your support means the world to us. Thank you so much, and hope you guys enjoyed this and get a chance to play play the things that we're making. But yeah, thank you all so much, and we will see you all next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.